Okay, welcome everyone. It's Thursday. We're going to do a Rashi from the fifth Aliyah of, again, our very exciting Parsha, the beginnings of Yetzias Mitzrayim, the beginnings of the story of the Exodus from Egypt. In our Aliyah, the fifth Aliyah picks up in the middle of the conversation between Hashem and Moshe about sending him into Egypt. So at the end of yesterday's Aliyah, we have the beginnings of the back and forth, right? Moshe's humility comes through, although it's going to come through even more strongly as the Parsha goes on. But his first instance of saying I shouldn't go is Mi anochi ke'elech al para. Who am I? Send somebody else. You don't need me. His humility comes through over here, and Hashem says, "No, you're going to go. I'm going to give you signs." Moshe at this point kind of agrees that he's going to go, but he says, "Okay, but if I go, when I go to report to them, who am I going to say that sent me?" Right? V'amruli ma shemo ma omar lehem. They're going to say to me, "What's your name? What's the name of this God that is sending you to redeem us? So what should I tell them?" And Hashem says, "My name is Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh." That's the name you should give them. Not only that, you should tell them I'm the God of their forefathers, Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov, etc. The beginning of our Aliyah picks up after that preamble with the direct command to Moshe about what to say to them when he arrives. Lech v'asafta ziknei Yisrael v'amarta alehem. Go, and when you get there, you should gather the elders first. It's always a good strategy to speak to the leaders first, the influencers, those who can actually have an impact on others. So if your intention, Moshe, is to have an impact on 600,000 people or a couple of million people, so start with the trickle-down effect. Start by influencing the influencers, and then they'll go to influence more and more people, and that system will work to inculcate your message into the people. So go and gather the elders and say to them, Hashem Elokei avotechem nira elai, the God of your forefathers appeared to me. Who is your forefathers? Elokei Avram, Elokei Yitzchak, Yaakov, the God of Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, Leimor. And he said to me, Pakadeti etchem v'tasui lechem mitzrayim. I've remembered you and seen all that's been done to you in Egypt. And tell them that I have decided I'm going to take you out of the suffering of Egypt. Now, I'm going to bring you to the land of milk and honey, Eretz Zavat Chalav Udvash, etc. Now, the pasuk that I want to focus on, pasuk Yudchet. Hashem says to Moshe, like a prediction, maybe even sort of a guarantee, Vishamu lekolecha. Don't worry, Moshe, they're going to listen to your voice. Once you pass that first threshold of speaking to the Zikanim, then you're going to go to the next threshold of speaking to Melech Mitzrayim, and here's what you're going to say to him: the Lord of the Hebrews came to me, etc. You have to release my people, however the speech goes. Vishamula kolecha is an indication to Moshe that the Zikanim will listen to him. Now, we know there's much struggle between Moshe and the people when he finally gets there. And at the end of our Parsha, leading into next week's Parsha, where Moshe gets very upset, Lama hareota lama zeh. I went to them, they refused, they didn't want, they didn't listen. Now they have bigger burdens upon them because the Egyptians aren't happy to us. So a whole mess ensues because of his words. But there's a guarantee that at least at stage one, the Zikanim would listen to him. The leaders would listen to him. So what is that guarantee based on? Hashem doesn't control the destiny of human beings. We have free will. We have free choice. Hashem could foreshadow. Hashem could predict. So maybe this is a prediction, Vishamu lekolecha, but it's certainly not a determination. But what gives Hashem, so to speak, the confidence to predict that the Zikanim will actually listen? So Rashi points to the way that Hashem said to speak to the Zikanim. Vishamu lekolecha. Why will they listen to him? Mikevan shetomar lehen lashon zeh. Not just because it's you, not just because you're reporting redemption, not just because you're reporting that you spoke to me, their God, and the God of their forefathers, but specifically because you're going to use the language that I gave you. Lashon zeh, this language. What's this language? The one I highlighted in purple, right? In the first pasuk we read, he says, Lech v'asafta ziknei Yisrael, go gather them, v'amarta alehem, and say to them, here's the speech you're going to give. Hashem Elokei avotechem nira elai, Avram Yitzchak Yaakov leimor pakodu kodeti etchem v'etasu lechem Mitzrayim. That's the speech you're going to give to the Zikanim. Bizeh halashon, in those words, in that language. And Rashi says the reason why it's vishamu lekolecha, why Hashem predicts they're going to listen, is because, Moshe, you're going to use the exact language that I prescribed, and I did so very deliberately. Why is that language so important? Why will that language guarantee that they will listen to you? Shekvar siman zeh master biyadam miyakov umiyosef shebelashon zeh hem nigalim, because the tradition had already been passed down to them, that a sign that the redemption is near, that a sign that they are truly going to be redeemed from slavery was given them through their past. So Yaakov gave it to Yosef, Yosef gave it to them, to the people of the previous generation, they gave it to their children, all the way down to these slaves who are being released right now. There's a tradition going back all the way to Yaakov that with this language, they will be redeemed. Yaakov Amar Lahem, we see this in previous parshios. Yaakov said to them, Velokim pakod ifkod eschem, that God will surely remember you. Pakod ifkod, the double language of remembering, of seeing, of noticing. And then Yosef Amar, pakod ifkod elokim eschem. Yosef says this to them as well, the same language, pakod ifkod. So when you, Moshe, come and say to them, Lemor, here in the purple, pakod pakadeti etchem, that God said to me, now I'm conveying to you these words, pakod pakadeti etchem. I have surely remembered you with the language of pakod. That's going to be a clue to them that this is the true redemption, veshamula kolecha, and they're going to listen to you. They're going to listen to you because this is what they've been taught all along, that these are the code words, the key for the opening of the redemption. There's much to say about this Rashi and these words, why it's pakod pakadeti, why is the word lifkod here, the word that's chosen to be used as the language of redemption. There's so much to say and so much to think about. But for me, what's most interesting about this Rashi is the power of Masorah, the power of tradition, the power of the things that we pass down. You know, sometimes we don't put a lot of credence in them. We say, okay, so we taught so-and-so this, or we taught our children that, or we passed down this heirloom or that heirloom or this item, or we don't put so much weight on it. But traditions have a power to them. And they do have a weight to them. And when they are passed down generation after generation, it has such a deep impact and impression upon people that as soon as they hear it, as soon as they see it, it triggers something very deep in them. That's the story of the Zikanim in this parsha. Hashem says they could be mired in the depths of slavery. And you know, the people will be mired and they're going to have trouble listening to you. Fine. But the Zikanim, who hold this Masorah, who hold this tradition, who've heard it from their father and their grandfather and their grandmother and their great-grandmother, all the way back to Yosef, to Yaakov, the whole tradition, it's so deeply ingrained in them that no matter what their circumstance now, no matter how far-fetched it seems, you say those words, boom, it's going to trigger something in them. They're going to say, the true redemption is at hand. Vishamula kolecha. They will listen to you. So I guess the lesson of the pasuk, lesson of the Rashi, we should never underestimate the power of traditions and the words we pass down, the lessons we pass down, the things we pass down, which continue to have an effect upon everyone going forward into the future. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you very much. Very nice.
Thank you.